I London. Den I dag 16 år gamle pakistanske Malala Yousafzai, som ikke engang Talibans kuler kunne bringe til taushet.
The terrorists thought that they would change my aims and stop my ambitions. But nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, power, and courage was born.
Here she is. Please welcome Malala Yousafzai. First of all, Malala, welcome to our studio and congratulations with your book, I Am Malala.
Thank you so much.
I thought we might start in the Swat Valley in Pakistan, where you grew up. Taliban came and changed life there. Can you try to explain what happened, how life changed when they came?
Swat is called the Switzerland of the East. And it's like a paradise, and you would love its beauty. And the tall mountains, and those lush green hills, and those trees, and those rivers, I can never forget. And we were living a happy life. As we can see in the movies, a movie or a film always starts with a happy life. Everyone is everything is going well, and you are living a normal life, you are happy in your life. At that time, I was going to school, my friends were there, we were learning. There was peace in Swat, but in 2007, terrorism started. And now this was the bad part of the movie. Now the villain took control, and the heroes could not do anything. They started slaughtering people, they started flogging women. They blasted more than 400 schools. They were against the freedom of women. Women were not allowed to go to market. They were against girls' education.
So this was something you witnessed in everyday life?
Yes, that was what was happening at that time. We could not go to market. Every day going to school was like you are committing a crime. Those Taliban, those terrorists, they used to kill people on tiny, simple things. The excuse they used to make was that you haven't a long beard, this woman has put nail polish on her nails, this woman is not wearing the dress that we want, she's not wearing the same kind of burqa that we have told. These were the simple reasons. That girl has a love affair, that's why we flogged her. So the freedom was snatched from us. We could not even listen to music. We could not even watch TV. We could not even increase the volume of the TV. We were living in a very hard situation. The freedom was snatched from us at that time.
And at the age of 11, you started blogging about this because you wanted to tell the world.
At that time, all the people kept silent. There were few reasons. The first reason was that whoever spoke, on the next day, his dead body was found in the Green Square. Every night they slaughtered people. So that's why, because of the fear and because of the terror, no one could speak at that time. My father was very active and he spoke for women's rights. I and few other girls, they were also speaking. We spoke through media. We raised our voice. The media took our voice and they sent it to the whole world. I started blogging for bbcurdu.com and I tried to tell people what's happening in Swat on the daily basis diary. And I also had a documentary by the New York Times and also other interviews with TV channels. So to tell people, like, the people of Swat are suffering from terrorism, and there is another Afghanistan is going to be made in Swat. So we said that without struggle and without speaking up for our rights and without speaking up for peace, we are never going to see peace in our life. So the best way to fight against the terrorism was to speak. People told us that, "Are you not afraid of death?" Living in that kind of situation when there are terrorists all around you, they are going to kill you. So it's good to speak and then be killed. So that's what I prefer.
Yes, because what happened was that you did become a well-known person. Were you fully aware of the dangers? Was that the risk you took?
At that time, I was worried about my father because even though the Taliban and the terrorists, they are doing barbaric things and they're not even, we cannot even call them humans. But from some aspect, we think like they are Pashtun, they are human beings. They wouldn't kill a child. We were feeling something that maybe they wouldn't do this. But we didn't know that when I would become 15, when I would turn into 14, and according to their laws, I was no more a child. And that's why they said that she is now against Islam.
An
and
enemy
she's,
of
yes.
Taliban. And if we now go back to the 9th of October last year, you were on the school bus. What can you remember from that happened? What happened?
Well, I don't remember that incident, and people say you are lucky.
What's the last thing you remember?
I was going back home from school, and on that day was my Pakistan studies paper. We were having exams that week, and I was really worried on that day. It was a sad day because I usually try to get first position in my class and to defeat all my friends in the class and be on the top. And I was really worried about my exam paper. But I was happy on that day, quite happy because my paper went very well on that day. And we were going back home and I could see the life was just like normal, seeing those people on the roadside. And usually we have a lot of men on the roadside, no women at all. And if you see a woman, she would be wearing a burqa. And I thought that I sat in that school bus, I was going back home, but I didn't know that the journey was never going to end. And I also didn't know that I'm never going to go back to my home. And the journey finished, and I woke up in a hospital in Birmingham.
There was a man coming into the bus, right?
Yes.
And he was asking for you.
So there were two men. We may call them boys because they were in their 20s, they were quite young. And my friend told me the story and some other witnesses as well. One of the boy, he stopped the school van and he was talking to the driver, "My sister is behind and I want to meet the principal of the school," making excuses just to keep him busy for a while. And the other boy, he came at the back of the bus. And he asked, "Who is Malala?" All the girls sitting in that school bus.
This you can't remember, you've just
No,
heard
I
it
can't
told.
remember that, sorry. And my school friends, they all looked at me. Some of them didn't, but some of them did. And they could not even imagine what was happening at that time. Because you are living a happy life and you're thinking about your exam and your homework and everything, and then suddenly things change. So when he asked, "Who is Malala?" I could not answer him because he didn't give me time. And when he recognized me, because I was not wearing, I was not covering my face. All the girls were covering their faces, but my face he could see. So that's why he shot me. And the bullet hit me right here on the left side of my forehead. And it just went down through my neck and into the left shoulder. And when I fell down, I fell in the lap of my best friend, Muniba. And Muniba told me that when that boy asked, "Who is Malala?" you didn't say anything. Neither did you cry, nor did you scream. She said, "You just only forced my hand and you're like squeezing it. And then you just, in the next few seconds, you just fell in my lap. And then my ear was bleeding, and especially my ear, and this part was bleeding. And the other two bullets hit my other friends, school friends, Kainat and Shazia. And then suddenly those boys just ran away. And on that day, the whole road was vacant. usually that road is full of boys. Children play there. There is the shop as well, and there is rush as well. There are many other cars, but on that day the road was vacant. There's no one on that road except those two boys.
What was the next thing? What is the next thing you can remember? Is that waking up in the hospital?
Then in those 7 days when I was unconscious, when I was kept in coma, at that time I had some kind of dreams as well, because I was not given any anesthetic injection on the whole way for 12 hours. My surgery was done quite later on. And at that time I was telling myself that, Malala, last night when you slept, you haven't woken up yet. And it's your dream, you are sleeping, you have not been shot, this is not true. And telling myself that you are dead. But then I said, like, no, you're not dead. If you were dead, you would have been like in a grave, and there's no angel who would be asking you the question, who is God and from which religion you are. And then I was trying to convince myself, like, Malala, no, you are okay and you're not dead. Then I believe that Allah would save my life, and then I woke up in Birmingham. And when I saw myself in the hospital and people were speaking in English, the doctors were speaking in English, and I could see that my father wasn't there, my mother, no one was there. I could feel that I was not in my home, I was not in Pakistan, I'm in another country. But I was very happy that at that time I was alive, because the situation was really hard. Being shot and the pain, that's not hard. But when you go into the coma, when you tell yourself that you are not being shot, that time is hard. But when I woke up, I said, oh, thank God I'm alive. And then later on, my father came after 10 days, and I didn't know where he was. And the things that, the important thing was that I couldn't talk at that time. There was a tube in my neck, and it was for breathing. So I could not breathe even. And my left side of my face was totally, it was like numb, and I could not move my lips to that side. My eyes couldn't be moved properly. I couldn't hear through my left ear. So I was not worried about those things, but the only thing that worried me the most was, where is my father? And all the time I used to ask these questions by writing it with a pen and on a diary. And the second question, the important question for me, was that we don't have money, and who will pay for me? Because my father was running a school, and I knew that my father doesn't have a lot of money to come to UK, and that's why he's in Pakistan. He would be selling our house, he would be selling the school building. But then I said, the school and the house building is on rent. How can he sell it? And then I was just thinking that there might be some other reason that he can't come. So, but I was quite happy at that time that I was alive.
You, not many months later, on your 16th birthday, you were with your family in the UN building, addressing the whole world. How was that moment for you? It's a very famous speech today.
Well, my father told me 2 months ago, before that speech, that, Malala, write your speech, write your speech. I said, Abba, I have to do the homework, and you know the geography teacher would be angry with me if I don't finish it on time. And then he said, Malala, 1 month left. I said, okay, I'm going to write it. Then 1 week left. And I said, Malala, this is the time, write it, because you don't have much time. And then I was at school, and it was, I think, lunchtime or break time, and I was sitting there, and I just wrote something on a paper. And when I went home, I said the speech to my father, and as usual, he cried.
As usual.
Yeah, I don't know, father does. And I was not thinking that would it have any impact on people, would it, because I wanted to write what was in my heart and what I wanted to tell people. And I did not know that it would reach. And it reached to people. And,
it did indeed.
Yes, and when I went to the United Nations, and when I was called to the stage and to come and deliver the speech, I could see only 400 in front of me. But through my mind, I could see millions of people who were listening to me at that time.
What did you feel then?
I don't know, when I go to stage, I feel really emotional. Not that kind of emotional when you cry or when you just feel disheartened. The emotional when you say like, yes, this is the time, Malala, speak. Speak for your rights, speak for the rights of every girl who is suffering and who is starving for education. The same feeling was at that time.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that speech? Did you see that speech?
Yes, I did. And I was very moved, and I admire greatly what you do.
Thank you.
And that you speak for, not just for you, but for the millions of girls who need education, and for women and girls who are victims of violence in a world where there is tremendous discrimination. And so your voice, Carrie, and it's great.
Thank you so much.
And you are you are constantly, you are still under threats from the Taliban. How do you cope with that?
First, I might have been worried before this incident that Malala, the Taliban have threatened you, you must be afraid. But now I'm no more afraid because they tried their best, they tried to kill me. But now I believe that God is with me, people's prayers are with me. And now I'm not afraid of death. And even death does not want to kill me. Death is supporting our cause of education, our cause of women's rights. And he's never going to kill us at this early age, I believe.
As I mentioned, you were giving this speech about violence towards women and girls. What do you think a role model like Malala can do for that cause?
She can be a voice of reason and move people to understand the right that young girls like her have to, to education. In, the speech that you talk about is a speech I gave at Harvard, and I spoke about the fact that world leaders in 2000, when they got together, they forgot to include one very important Millennium Development Goal, which is ending violence against women and girls and ending the culture of impunity. It's so important, and I am so happy to meet you. I'm so glad that you are that voice that we all need.
Thank you so
Today
much.
you are living here in Britain and with your family.
Yes.
Do you often miss home?
Yes, home is home. And we used to say in our school in Swat that East and West, home is the best. So I miss my Swat and I miss my valley because I miss its beauty. And more than that, I miss the people of Swat. I miss my school. And usually I describe the beauty of Swat, but there is like a dirty kind of stream, and there are garbages as well, and there's a bad kind of smell as well on the roadside. So only keep in mind the beauty only. Because I invite all of you to go there and visit Swat, because there are so many beautiful places like Malam Jaba, Fizagad, but never go to Mingora.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yes. Swat, I miss Swat, but I believe that when you want to go forward and when you have a goal, you have to leave something behind as well. And the fact is that I miss my home, but it does not mean that I will just be in this sadness forever and I will never go forward. Because the best thing is to forget about all these things that stop you in your way and to go on. And I'm hopeful that I will go back to Pakistan and I'll go back to Swat. But going back needs empowerment, and for me, the best empowerment is getting education.
And we were talking before here about how one might dress politically, and I noticed that you always wear your hijab.
Many people might consider it as a part of Islam, but this is also a symbol of being a Pashtun girl. And I'm proud to be a Pashtun and I'm proud to be a Muslim because Islam is not the religion that only the Taliban shows. Islam is a religion of peace. The word Islam means peace. It's a religion of brotherhood. It's a religion of humanity. It tells you how to be kind to each other. It doesn't tell you to slaughter people. It doesn't tell you to kill people. It doesn't tell you to flog people. And for me, I think that God is very kind. He's never going to kill us in the name of religion. And those Taliban shot me in the name of God. They did it for Allah. What I want to help girls to go to school. I want to speak up for their rights. And it's also for Allah. We all want to make Allah happy. The terrorists also want to make Allah happy, and I also want to make Allah happy. But I want to do the jihad of saving people. I want to do the jihad of speaking up for the rights of girls, not for killing people. And I think now I am a Maulana. Now I am a preacher, and I'll preach people about the jihad to stand up for their rights and to speak up for their rights and to save each other's lives. Because if we keep silent, we are never going to succeed in our cause.
Your father has been a great inspiration for you, I know. Could we invite him in here for
Yes, of
just
course.
for a second?
Yes, please.
Please welcome Malala's father, Ziauddin. You can have this. You sit it. Thank you. I thought it would be interesting from your perspective. You have been a huge inspiration, I know, for Malala. And you are a very unconventional father in many ways, I think. You must be very proud of her.
Yes, I think everybody's proud of her. I must be, being a father.
Is it true that you cry easily?
Yeah, especially after assassination attempt on her life. My heart is weakened quite, very weakened, and not only mine, her mother also cries a lot. So we went through the worst trauma in our life because when she was attacked, we could not know whether she will survive, whether she will be living after 1 hour, after 2 hours, and they were a kind of timing. 12 hours are very important, 24 hours very important, 72 hours very important. So passing through all those, difficult times, and then thinking that if she survives, whether she will be able to have a sound physical body, whether she will have any, disability or not. So thanks to God that due to the prayers of people, she's okay, she's fine. She's fit in all respects.
You are a teacher yourself.
Yeah, of course.
And you did inspire your daughter to activism. Did you come to regret it?
Never. I will tell you two things, rather three things. Number one, we say in English that as the father, so the son. I have a different thinking. That yes, as the father saw the son, but as the father saw the daughter also. As the mother saw the daughter. So, I didn't push her for all these things. I was a social activist, a political activist in those hard times. And as the father saw the daughter, she learnt it, unconsciously, without any plan. And second thing, I didn't do anything special in respect of her. I think I never spent half an hour with her. I don't remember in her homework to help her. The only thing I did, people ask me what special training you have given to your daughter. I tell them, don't ask me what I have done. Ask me what I did not do. As a father, I did not do one thing. I did not clip her wings to fly. I did not stop her to fly.
So do you feel
And every daughter is meant for skies, for stars. Let's not clip their wings. They will go up. This is my simple message.
how do you react? How do you react when people from time to time criticize your father for pushing you?
I think people are criticizing me in many ways. Some people think I was not even short. Some people think that it's also about a drama. I'm CIA agent, I'm ISI agent, I'm working
CIA
only...
agent, I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, there are so many. And now there's another kind of news. I am not his daughter at all. I am a Polish girl, and my father has adopted me. So I think it goes on, and whenever you become, when people know you, when you are speaking up for something that people never spoke about, then these things come. And especially, I want to become a politician, so I must be ready for it.
Will he let you live like a teenager here in England, do normal teenager things, like watching bad TV and have boyfriends?
Of course not. Because we must remember that he's a Pashtun father, and the thing is that I can't use a mobile phone. There are two things why I can't use. First, this is my own decision, and then it's the decision of my father as well, that you can't use a mobile phone at this age. And the second thing is that, I'm still like, I can't go to a market without wearing a shawl. I can't make a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. And I cannot...
Because he says so?
And no.
I don't think so. You see, few things come culturally. I believe that as a father, one should protect his daughter or his son till she is a teen. Because in teenager, some of the teens make very bad decisions which they repent for their lifelong.
I know one thing, and that is he allows you to watch a lot of cricket.
Yes, I love cricket because this is the fact that the national sport of Pakistan is hockey, but we all love cricket and we are kind of crazy for it. And we used to play cricket on a rooftop, and we just used to find out like a stick of wood, and then we also can make a ball from garbage and from socks and different kind of things. We can make a cricket ball. And I love cricket because I played it a lot on the rooftop. There is no special ground for girls to go and play. Only boys can go to the playgrounds. And other than that, I also like badminton.
I prefer badminton, actually. It's much easier to understand because I could really not understand the cricket. So please, next time we meet, please explain it to me, okay?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for coming here, Malala. And thank you, Bianca, and thank you, Mrs. Mata.